G'day cadets, how you going? And welcome to The Stressful Opinion. In today's video, we discuss the lie detector scandal over at Full Squad Gaming. Let's get into it. Over the past few weeks, there has been controversy in the Warzone scene between a self-proclaimed Warzone pro Shifty and professional player Blast. Blast accused Shifty of cheating in a $15,000 Warzone tournament. And if you haven't seen that clip, I'm gonna run it for you now.
I mean, bro! That is the most blatant fucking shit I have ever seen! I will never do that! I was in the CDL! I shit on Simp and Abeezy! And I will never do that! Oh my fucking god! Why am I playing him for $15,000, bro? I am playing a fucking hacker. What am I gonna lock in? I can't obviously lock on anybody, but he can lock on fucking anything.
So as you can imagine, this clip went viral in the Warzone scene. And not only was Blast accusing him of cheating, you also had other professional players accusing this guy of hacking as well. You then had everybody covering this. You had all the hacker hunters like Triple B, Headband, Harper, Goon SWAT, and you even had Full Squad Gaming covering this. And as more people covered it, more clips started to surface, which demonstrated that this guy Shifty was potentially using aimbot and war hacks. But the buck doesn't stop there. With all of these allegations and accusations from everybody in the industry, including professional players, Shifty felt he had to try and prove himself. You had him then get on stream with a monitor cam. Then if that wasn't enough, he then downloaded Faceit, which is an anti-cheat that runs in the background to try to prove his innocence. And after doing all of this, it was apparent that there was a clear sign that his gameplay was different. Then you had Blast expose this guy further in this tweet, which says number 1 in 3 categories for stats in a 15k qualifier, proceeds to download an anti-cheat and is now a 1.59 KD player. Then after this, you had every Warzone pro throwing this guy under the bus. You then had Huskers come out and say this. After watching the entire ordeal surrounding ShiftyTv last night, I hope this convinces the public that he was indeed cheating previously. I personally knew it long ago when his insane clips first surfaced, but it's hard to convince casual eyes without substantial evidence. Then Huskers follows up that tweet with another. Nobody can go from having the best controller aim in the world to having the aim of a 2KD player due to nerves or any other reasonable explanation. I hope he is permanently banned from tournaments at this point forward. And indeed he was. ShiftyTv was blacklisted and banned from competing in any other Warzone tournament from here on out. And even though he went from a 5+ KD player down to a 2, ShiftyTv still pleaded his innocence. And this is where Jake Sucky, formerly from Esports Talk, now Full Gaming Squad, got involved. Jake Sucky says, myself and the Full Squad Gaming have officially offered accused Warzone hacker Shifty to come to our facility to try and prove his innocence. In order for this to happen, I think the event must be live streamed, he must be fully monitored, subject to play multiple games and possibly against pro players to attempt to recreate similarities from his past clips and accusations, while also being subject to a lie detector test. And what do you know, Jake Sucky and Full Squad Gaming were able to bring this to fruition.
We are here at the Full Squad Gaming facility where later today we'll be conducting our very own hacking exam against one of the most accused in Warzone. ShiftyTv is an 18-year-old Call of Duty player. He was recently accused by a number of Call of Duty and Warzone pros, from Karma to Crim6 to Huskers, Mutex, and Blast, and a bunch in between. And before we go any further in this experiment, I must state that it's going to be impossible for us to 100% confirm or deny if ShiftyTv is hacking. There are many ways to hack, countless actually, whether it's hardware or software, and because of that, it's near impossible to actually have a conclusive decision based on gameplay alone. And that's why we actually brought in the experts on this case and everyone involved.
Already, I'm getting the vibe that this is one big circus. act. Now remember this specific part from Jake Saki because this here is going to get very interesting towards the end when they speak about trained professionals.
And that's why we actually brought in the experts on this case and everyone involved.
So Shifty does jump in on their setup against Scum, a Warzone professional, and he plays pretty good. He plays like a 2 to 3 KD player. He even outperforms Scum, which is probably the bigger story. Did he expose Scum for maybe being potentially a cheater himself?
Shots does look a little squiggly there, but no, he hits him.
Hey, it's the,
Now, Shifty or Scum, they were not setting any type of record whatsoever. But as I said, Shifty outperformed Scum in pretty much every single game. He was the better player. But in Shifty's gameplay, there were many instances where his gameplay didn't add up from before, where he was absolutely beaming everybody and had perfect tracking and aim. And that is the clip right there, in my opinion, completely exposes Shifty for cheating. And this is without the lie detector test. If you put the blast accusation against this clip, you will see the differences. It's apples and oranges. It's night and day. So as you can see in this comparison, on the left-hand side was the clip at Full Squad Gaming, where Shifty was struggling to track the guy in mid-air and hit his shots, while on the right-hand side was the accusation from Blast, where Shifty was tracking the guy perfectly in the air and hitting every shot. It looked like his aim was stuck to the enemy, while also the enemy was further away than in the first clip. And as said, this is more than enough proof right here in this one clip that there is a huge difference in Shifty's gameplay, where he is 100% cheating. So after performing well in those 5 games, ShiftyTv felt he did more than enough to prove his innocence, outperforming Scum in every single one of them and even roasting him for being trash. But this is where things get interesting.
I mean, how I got here, it's just people being upset that they're losing to the new gen that's on the come up. You know, there's my group that I came up with. You know, I didn't ride nobody to get where I'm here, and we just play together and we beat the pros. That's, you know, pros don't like to be beat, and the community doesn't like to see their favorite streamers lose to people that they don't know of. You got to give me credit at the end of the day. Not many people can come here and perform how they usually, and I mean, look how Scummin performed. It wasn't prime Scummin. You know, this wasn't the guy who won that Dallas tournament that showed up today, and this was only 5 games, and this is someone, you know, Shifty, that came and played on 5 games with a whole career on the line. Literally so much was on the line here, and I came and I performed better than him, so.
Now, there is more than enough proof that demonstrate that there is a change in gameplay from Shifty at Full Squad Gaming and Shifty at home in the $15,000 Boom TV. It's night and day. There is a big difference of gameplay. There is a big difference in his aim. But did this here expose Scum or Scummum for being rubbish at the game?
Same question to you, though, because this goes both ways, right? You came here, you had, you know, maybe not the best warm-up time, different setups as well. Mm-hmm. So what things would you change to make things better in the future as well?
So the monitor, I've been playing 1440p for like 8 months now. So like it was like really blurry. Like I couldn't really see That's true,
So
right?
you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at 1440, it does look.
It's way.
It's a weird thing. It almost looks like you got bad eyesight. You know,
Yeah,
looking at
I
the
was
monitor.
squinting literally.
Yeah, I mean, you go to shoot. I was squinting too. I wear glasses. I don't. Ever
But continue.
Wear glasses.
Any other big changes as well?
So the monitors, maybe, because like also the OBS being up, not being dual PC also adds controller delay. So I did have a little input delay.
Did I just hear correctly what his excuses were? Going from 1440p to 1080p, he says it was blurry. I couldn't see anything. I had to squint. Then he said he had input delay due to the OBS studio. I mean, dude, you're comparing 1440p to 1080p. It's not like you're comparing 1440p to 320 or 144. Come on, mate. Pretty much nearly everybody plays on 1080p, and if on computer and you max out your settings, it's clear as day. Yeah, there is improvements at 1440p, but not what you're saying right now, where it's all blurry, you couldn't see anything, you had to squint at the freaking monitor. Come on, mate, you were exposed. Yeah, hey, I can't play this tournament. Look, I'm used to playing on a 4K monitor, but unfortunately, 1440p right now looks like I'm playing on a Game Boy. Seriously, it looks all pixelated. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to squint. Look how close I have to get to the monitor to see everything. I literally can't see anything. Seriously, I have to forfeit the tournament. Now, all jokes aside, Blast sent his good mate Judah to the Full Squad Gaming studio, and this is what he had to say after the games that Shifty played.
Does what went on today change your opinion at all? And if so, or if not so, why?
For me, no. I mean, as I stated multiple times, I just didn't see the consistent flicks that I had seen before. And it's just one of those things where it used to happen almost every gunfight. And today I saw a lot of misses. I saw a lot of shots at the legs, the arms, the head. A couple shots, of course, missing. But before today, it was a lot more consistent. Well, not before today, sorry, but before the Boom TV qualifiers, it was a lot more consistent. And it usually was around the center mass area.
So it doesn't take a genius to recognize that there was a difference in gameplay from Shifty at Full Squad Gaming to Shifty at home at the $15,000 Boom tournament. But now this is where things get really interesting, because it is now time for the lie detector test. Now Jake Sucky says it can't be performed live because nerves and being in front of people can cause false positives, and that is understandable. So they did the test behind closed doors. Then this is what happened after that test was completed, when the expert came out and gave his breakdown in regards to that test.
Where we look at his blood, sweat, and breathing right after each answer. A lot of the questions we throw in are things we know he's telling the truth on. Are you in this particular state? Is it this particular day? And we were able to get his results on those.
So within those 10 questions, there were 3 questions that were, can you throw my phone?
Hold on.
So as you can hear towards the end of the video, one of the co-owners of Full Squad Gaming abruptly brought an end to the lie detector results. And the reason why was because straight after the test, Shifty posted a tweet. Shifty wrote, "Wait, what?" with a quoted message from Blicky saying, "There is no way they hired him. I refuse to believe that." And you'll see a picture of a couple of articles. The first one from Anthropology Graph saying John Grogan is a fake, and another one saying John Grogan exposed for fraud, etc., etc. From this tweet, in my opinion, considering how fast it was posted after taking the test and we were going to find out the results, that Shifty was exposed for lying and that it came back positive that he was indeed cheating in Warzone. But we will never know, because as soon as that tweet was put out and a couple of those articles stating that he was a fake and a fraud, Full Squad Gaming went into full meltdown to shut it all down and delete their videos and their stream. But obviously, thankfully, I was able to get it before they did.
Hold on.
Throw my phone.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break really quick. Let's take a break. Can we throw up a sign and take a break really quick?
Fontana, let's get a be right back.
Can we get a be right back right now?
So as you can see, Full Squad Gaming went into full damage control, and in my opinion this is absolutely hilarious because they didn't do their due diligence. They made one tiny mistake which derailed the entire thing and made every single one of them look like complete clowns. Now this brings me back when Triple B made a tiny mistake in regards to a Z-Laner clip, which Z-Laner used as clip manipulation to derail and debunk every single other accusation out there. And now it's gone full circle and happened to Full Squad Gaming. But here's the real deal, Seal. I've done further research and digging unlike these scrubs, and this is where things get really interesting. Now, John Grogan has been a polygraph performing lie detecting tests for more than 30 years. He is what you would consider an expert. Now, he has been on shows such as Jersey Shore, Fist Pump, and been hired by people such as Logan Paul. Now, people would say, oh, he's just a paid actor, mate, especially after reading these articles, which we're going to take a look at right now. Now, this is the article here that had Full Squad Gaming in full meltdown in regards to damage control, which removed all legitimacy of their lie detector test, and which meant that ShiftyTv was now in the clear. In this article, it states Dr. Phil replaces Jack Tremarco with polygraph operator John Grogan, whom Tremarco called a fraud. The tabloid television talk show Dr. Phil, which debuted in 2002, has long used polygraphs as a ratings gimmick, especially during Nielsen's sweeps, a rating period that is especially important for advertising revenue. For years, the show's primary polygraph operator was retired FBI Special Agent Jack Tremarco. Now, I'm not going to read this entire article, but I'm going to point out what Jack said about John down below. In a phone call on 7th of March 2008 to the Tom Leakers Show, a Los Angeles-based radio program on which Grogan was a guest, Tremarco denounced Grogan as a fraud. Then antipolygraph.org has transcribed that call. Tremarco stated that John Grogan is a fake. He is not a polygraph examiner. He is quite accurately known as the polygraph parasite. He has been convicted of 26 counts of fraud and had his PI license pulled from him, and he simply became a world-known polygraph examiner. It is all BS. He has never graduated from a polygraph school, and everyone knows him for what he is, and I can't believe he has the things to go on a radio show, have people like me listen, and expect not to be disclosed. Now, after reading that article and the messages that a former FBI agent said, you can understand why Full Squad Gaming went into full meltdown, and now ShiftyTv is in the clear. But if Full Squad Gaming had have done a little bit of due diligence, they wouldn't be in this position, because there's actually more to this story. So on this website here, Digital Media Law, you can see that John Grogan actually filed a lawsuit in the state of California against Ralph Hilliard, John Tremarco, Joseph Paylella, Jack Tremarco, and Associates. When we scroll down to here where it says update, on or before the 5th of the 28th, 2009, the case was settled according to antipolygraph.org and truthaboutgrogan.org. The parties to the lawsuit filed by Mr. Grogan against Ralph Hilliard and others as entitled Grogan versus Paylella has been settled by and between Mr. Grogan, Mr. Hilliard, and Mr. Hilliard's company WordNet Solution Inc. for an undisclosed amount, and that no party in any way admits liability or wrongdoing of any sort, and the parties have agreed to settle to avoid the cost and inconvenience of litigation, and such settlements shall not constitute an admission of liability by any party. So what we take away from this was that Jack Tremarco made those remarks on March 2008. 2 months later, John filed a lawsuit against him. Then a year later, it was settled out of court, with neither parties taking responsibility or any liability. It was damage control on both sides. So the reality is that John Grogan is an industry expert when it comes to polygraphs with over 40 years experience. Yes, he had defamation against him. Jack Tremarco made all of these comments, but he filed a lawsuit but unfortunately nobody did any due diligence except for the Sarge. And if Full Squad Gaming actually did their due diligence, they would have known that, and they would have been able to respond accordingly, and the results of ShiftyTV's lie detector test would have stood. In fact, we would actually know what those results are, but a little birdie tells me that he was found guilty and that he was lying. Otherwise, he would have not have quickly put up that post faster than Z-Laner looking left. But what do you guys reckon? Do you believe everything that you saw in regards to the lie detector debacle at Full Squad Gaming was more than enough to prove that ShiftyTV was cheating? Did Full Squad Gaming drop the ball in regards to not doing their due diligence? And was Scummon exposed for being a bot? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, bye for now. Now get out of here, you scrubs.